guys, Kelly here, and in the month of April I was not planning on having any readathons going on because I had other than the Owl's Magical Readathon, because I thought, oh, that's 12 books for that, I need to just focus on that. Well, it is what, the 11th, and I have read, or in the middle of reading, almost all of my books from my Owl's Readathon. I have some that I'm partway through, but I will have them done probably by the end of this weekend. And so I thought, I can do Tome Topple. Why not? So if you haven't heard Tome Topple, it is a readathon where you read bigger books. So they're books over 500 pages, and it's a 2-week long readathon. And this one is going from April 13th through the 26th. This is hosted by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. And I've done it the last 2 rounds, and so I like it because I get some of those bigger books that I don't always pick up off of my shelf. And since I'm pretty much almost done with my other TBR from April, I figured why not pick up some bigger books in the last 2 weeks of April. So I'm going to share with you my loose TBR. I have a couple books I know I want to finish, but then I just basically pulled out all of my books that are over 500 pages and kind of I will at least probably listen to 2 of these, so that'll depend on what's available from the library right now. And then I like to mood read. So I'm gonna kind of quickly go over her prompts, the ones I for sure want to do, and then the ones that I'll pick from as we go. So I'm going to do her challenges out of order because there's some that I have books specifically for. So one of them is the book that has been on your TBR the longest. And for that one, I want to read East of Eden by John Steinbeck. One of the reasons I really need to read this is, one, I put this on my 5-star prediction video that I think I filmed back in October, maybe? So it is one of the 3 books on that list that I haven't read yet. So I really need to read that so I can update you on my 5-star predictions and whether this one will be a 5-star. And also, the reason I want to pick it up now is that somebody else that I watch, BooksandJams, I forget her name for a moment, I think so, but I'll link her channel down below. She is doing a read-along for this book this month on Goodreads, and you can kind of join anytime you want because she splits the comment discussion thing by the sections, by the chapters, and so I might as well read along with them and chat about it. And this is almost 600 pages, it looks like, in this version. So I really want to get this one done during Tome Topple. And then the other one is read a genre that you don't usually read. And for that one, I'm going to continue and finish reading The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This was on my original April TBR, and I am 200 pages in already. So, I mean, it's kind of cheating, I started it, but really, it's an 850-page book, so even if you subtract that 200 pages I already read, I still have more than 500 pages left of this. And this is for a buddy read, and our buddy read ends on the 27th, so pretty perfect that if I can catch up and finish this in the buddy read time, it'll be done in Tome Topple. And then the next, oh, those are the only 2 I had specific ones for. The other 3 are very easy to fulfill. One of them is read an adult book. Already both those are adult books. Another is read more than 1 tome. If I read both of those, I will complete that challenge. And then the last one is read something part of a series. I have several ones for that, but I'll get to that in a moment. First, I'll show you the other one that I really do want to finish, and that is a book of American Martyrs by Joyce Carol Oates. I had started this a month ago and made it a third of the way and never finished. I have the audiobook, so what I want to do during Tome Topple is force myself to pick this back up, listen, and if I listen to another hour and I just don't feel invested, I'm going to DNF it. But since I purchased it, I want to give it another chance and see if I can actually get through it. So that is the other one, so I might not even finish that, but if I can, I will. And then in terms of a book that's part of a series, I have 3 options to choose from, so I'll see what I'm in the mood for. One is The Great Pursuit, which is the second in a duology. The first one was The Great Hunt, and that's a YA book, so it probably would go pretty fast. The next one is The Sweet Far Thing by Libba Bray, which is the 3rd in a trilogy, and I've listened to them on audiobook, so I probably would do the audiobook. I bought this for like 20 cents, so I might go back and forth between the book and the audiobook. This is also YA, but it is huge. It's like 800 pages long, so we'll see. I think the audiobook is 20 hours, so it's definitely not short. And then the other one that I might pick up is The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson, which is the second in the Mistborn series. I really want to read this, but with the fact that I'm reading Prior of the Orange Tree throughout the month, I don't know if I want to pick up another like kind of heavy adult fantasy. So I think I'll probably pick one of the YA ones just because they would be faster to read. And then I have 4 others that just happen to be over 500 pages, and if I decide I just want something different to read, I will pick from one of these. I'm not going to go into depth of what these are. It's just that the first one is The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, which this is a classic detective novel. Like, it's kind of said to be like the first detective novel ever written. And then I have a middle grade book, which is The School of Good for Good and Evil, and this is the first in the series. And so this would go by really fast since it's middle grade if I felt like picking it up. And then I have The Chemist by Stephanie Meyer. I really don't know anything about this. I just know that it was in my library for 50 cents, so I thought I would give it a try. And then lastly, I have The Green Mile by Stephen King. I wanted to listen to this on audiobook, actually, and I think it's not available in script until about the 20th of the month. So I might have to do this in the second half of Tome Topple if I finished the audiobook for my other things. So those are the books that I might read in the last 2 weeks of April. If other than the like 2 I have to read, The Priory of the Orange Tree and East of Eden, if there is another book that you think I should definitely get to, let me know, because I think I will for sure be able to read 3 of these tomes in 2 weeks. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.